Congratulations.
I remember when I used to do that like all the time. And we're live, aren't we?
Yes.
Love you guys. All my loyal viewers who come here just to listen to me ramble. I'm back.
Yes. Loyal viewers of Bago. Okay, everything looks good. Let's see here. Make sure this is running. Cool. Donde's going nuts. Hey Donde, are most of these write-ups then? Is there any artwork? Oh, there is. Okay, that answered. Okie dokie. There we go. Yes. Yes. Let's see if anybody's on YouTube. Not yet. Alright. Donde's doing his thing. Greetings, everyone. Hear ye, hear ye. The Monstercast is now in session. Today, we shall be talking about... By the way, it's Monstercast number 51. As people join us out there. Today, we'll be talking about... Is anybody joining us out there? Come on, people. We'll be talking about Post Apocalyptic Monsters. I'm looking forward to this one, as I couldn't think of too many, and too many ones that really stand out. So I'm looking forward to what these voices today will be talking about. So I'd like to welcome them and introduce them. Today we have with us, we have Donde in the text. We have Darth Phoenix in the text. Hello, Donde. We have JMPF in voice and text.
Hi.
Awesome, hola.
Hi, everyone.
We have Chris Chu. Dobry wieczór. And we have Mr. Queen of Kobolds. You like that? Mr. Queen of Kobolds, or Bog. Welcome, Bog.
Hello.
And we have Sinister Space Escargot, which is Procrastitron.
Hello, I'm Snow.
There he is. He's in voice today. And we have Super OCD, which looks like she'll be hiding silently in text. Hello, Super OCD. Glad you joined us on time this weekend. This Saturday. All right. And Jono. What's Jono doing over there? We need to trigger him. Unless he knows. Well, if we can get Jono here, let's get him. He said this is his topic, so he should be looking forward to post-apocalyptic monsters. So let's see. Okay, first of all, Donde, let's get these couple announcements out of the way. First one is the Halloween Monster Art Contest is now in session. This is the first Saturday, yes, of mentioning it here live. So the prize is $100 for first place. Second place will be 23rd, 10. And if we get over 20 people this year, which we should, although it is a challenge of a theme, then I'll raise that to second place earning $30 and third place $20. I wish I could make the numbers higher, guys. I really do. But that is what it is. So it is in session all month. Get your submissions in whenever you can. And also, Donde's challenge of the month will be canceled this month. But we have his submissions from the last challenge, which was a SCP monster. You had to create your own SCP monster. So we'll be looking at those briefly. And one more thing. We have another event. Let me click on that tab. An event that another member is starting, or trying to start. Sombra, Lord of Sibalbaba, is starting an event called Monster Maker Event. So similar, like the Monster Maker Challenge of Dande's. So Monster Maker Event Challenge. His theme, so he's going to be doing that for this month. It's going to last until November 10th. It is Bird Monsters. If you want details, it's in the event cavern. There you go. So it's going through November 10th. So it's not going to be a month exactly. So yeah, he has the details there. So there we have it. From here, we have 2 events going. Plus, you got all the other stuff, artistic stuff that's going on elsewhere on the internet with Inktober, Goretober. That's the first time I've heard of it, is this year. And that's that.
There's way too many different Arttober things.
Yeah. Monster or Monstober beats them all. Because how can you beat Monster? Now, what exactly is Goretober? Can somebody explain that to me?
It's basically got a bunch of stuff on a list, like, one is amputation, another is a bunch of eyes, another is torture. Yeah, I did it last. It changes every year, though, but those are some regulars that are somewhere in it. And then there's stuff like cannibalism, crushing.
The
stuff that makes you feel more happy inside.
So every year it's the whole variety of them, or they choose like one?
Like there's one for every day.
Oh, I see. So
and
essentially,
you draw a different thing.
Sort of like demons of
it's
themes.
The same with all the other art. Yeah, each day has a separate drawing prompt.
Okay. Well, that sounds fun. Cool. That's nice because we can still keep...
Just remember, friends, Arthur wants your sub...
Yes. It's good because we can still keep ours going. Ours is simple. It's one thing, so you can work in all that daily stuff you're doing. If you're doing Inktober every day or Goretober, whatever, you can still do the Monster Art Contest Challenge as it's just one.
Did you just call yours?
No.
Okay. We have Louisiana Dog over in YouTube chat, so greetings there. Awesome. Good. Anything else new? It's good to see you get more active lately again, Bog. It's good to see that. I think that's it.
I had some doctor stuff and life stuff that was going on.
Nice. I hope you operated well.
Oh, no operate.
Oh, come on, Boggo. Don't ruin it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to introduce some SCPs here that were submitted to Dande's challenge. So let's take a look at them real quick here. I'm going to scroll up. You can follow along by watching live or scroll up with me. We're going to start with SCP 22.2. Can you really make up the number? Chris, can you make up numbers like that?
Yeah,
Basically.
Really? Okay. That's fun. That's interesting. So that means you can cheat your SCP up the list instead of going after 9,999, I guess. I'm sure.
I mean, they haven't counted straight up from 1. There's gaps.
I
people
see.
Fit stuff in.
Okay. All right. Okay, so SCP-22.2 is Waking Again. And it is an object class, Euclid. Let's see. Special containment procedures must be contained inside an iron box. Said box must be kept inside a locked room, away from dormitories and contact with anybody. Let's see. SCP is a small. It says basically a small wooden figure, 25 centimeters tall, resembling a humanoid toad. Analysis has shown that the wood to be from a cypress species commonly found in the eastern United States. Here's a drawing of it, by the way, a visual. Humanoid toad made out of wood. Whenever the figure is near any sleeping human, what is called a sleeping event begins. The subject begins shaking violently. Oh boy. Finally waking up suddenly at approximately 1 hour. Subjects are usually delusional at this stage, violently attacking any personnel in sight. Violence stops after a couple minutes, with other effects like paranoia disappearing over an hour, and subjects claim no relocation of their dreams. Recollection of their dreams. However, all describe mistaking personnel with an entity 22.2-2, which is fairly similar to the toad-like being depicted on 22.2. Okay. To date, no ill effects have been shown in test subjects. Okay, let's see if I can skip anything here. It's hard to skip through these. Creature. Okay. So I think that's that. And then the next one is Isobi Shiro. Isobi Shiro by Dio. Is that correct, Dande? It looks like it. Yes, that's Dio's art. Is a very dangerous creature. It has been watched always. He's very intelligent. His abilities are shape-shifting and mimic. The voice or sound of the creature he can regenerate of a creature. Okay. He can regenerate instantly. He can make weapons out of his body skin and gave him the power to Rinnegan Eye. Of the Rinnegan Eye. Not sure what that is. This is the Dimension King. He's not super strong. He's very slow because of his heavy body, but he can use his tentacles to attack. His main ability is to go through multiple dimensions of them all. Because he can pull... Okay, so he's dangerous because he can pull someone dangerous from those other dimensions into his. That's why they have to cover the red eye on his forehead. Okay, so that's what gives him this dimensional cross ability. Let's take a look at him. I like that look. A lot of stuff going on there. A lot of tentacles. Okay. Interesting. And this.
Did I hear tentacle?
Yes, there's many tentacles. Okay.
There's an important distinction between tentacles and tendrils, and those appear to be...
Yes, those would be tendrils. Okay, so let's see. So that's that. Thank you, Dandai. And then we have one more by Chris, which we'll take a look here. It is the Melon Lord. It is SCP-5371. Chris, if you can give us a summary of the main points of it, and you guys can check it out. 4371. Yes.
The main point of it is that it's Darth Phonics.
Ooh. So it's a gambling god. No. What's going on here? Did I miss something? So what do you mean by that, Chris?
He attracts melons.
I see. I see. Okay. Is there any danger to it? How should it be contained?
It's a safe SCP, so you just need to not stay within 15 meters up. Water start growing in you.
Awesome, Chris. Chris, that deserves a watermelon. Where's a post?
I know. Read it when you want. I did put a lot of effort in it, so I'm very sad. Yeeted. But it's still cute.
Well, let's read the first paragraph here, at least. Let's give people a little bit of a taste.
Read the description rather than the containment procedures, or the containment procedures, whichever one you prefer.
Description? Okay, let's try description. Description. SCP-4371 is a young adult male of Arabic descent, discovered in the town of... Anonymous. Germany. Nice. So it is. Okay. SCP-4371's anomalous abilities manifest in instances of Citrellus lanatus, dubbed SCP-4371-1, growing in any suitable environment within a 15-meter radius around it.
That is a sciencey name for watermelons.
Wonderful. 3 to 5 seedlings of this SCP seedlings of SCP-4371-1 materialize in SCP-4371's area of influence, once between every half hour and 2 hours, depending on how nutrient-rich the environment they manifest in is. Instances of 4371-1 can grow to harvesting maturity as well as weight of 10 kilograms and above, between 3 days and 2 months. Other than that, their ability to manifest out of nothing and the speed of their growth. Instances of SCP-4371-1 have no other anomalous properties and are perfectly safe for consumption by humans. Additionally, 4371 tends to attract Citrellus lanatus in various forms, both material and immaterial, to itself. Can you give us an example of what you mean by that?
Could you repeat that? I was focusing on a thing. Oh, what do you mean?
So you mentioned here that it tends to attract other watermelons of various forms, both material and immaterial, to itself.
Watermelon emojis.
For that, you'll need to read the first addendum that
I see.
appears when you see it.
SCP-4371 has no conscious control over its abilities, and prior to containment, it didn't even know it had them. So there's 4371. Let's see. -1. Then there's -12 and -43. Let's see here.
The first one, -1, 2.
Okay, so discovered while Foundation where a full-scale investigation was initiated after agents were alerted to the death of a high school student who simply dropped dead on the basketball court. A later autopsy revealed 6 instances of Citrellus lanatus plants growing inside of his body. Ooh. Following the incident... Oh, I see. Following the incident, the Foundation began monitoring growth of Citrellus lanatus around the town, narrowing down the majority of the instances occurring in one neighborhood and its local school, deducing that a student or a school member was involved. Monitoring shifted to the homes of those who attended the school, leading to the discovery of a house which had Citrellus and lanatus growing around it in larger quantities during the night, confirming the anomaly's source was within it. After following the family members, the oldest son was discovered to be the source of 4371, as instances of 4371-1 would appear around them. Additionally, from observation of the family media, Foundation agents noted how 4371 took part in a server of social media platform known as Discord, dedicated to the discussion of the paranormal, where people would use emojis of Citrellus lanatus slices as rewards and a kind of currency, holding occasional raffles which participants would bid said emojis, and SCP-4371 would always win the ones it took part in. Participants of the server found this to be quite humorous and would often joke by eluding that 4371 had some kind of unnatural ability to attract Citrellus lanatus itself. Investigation of whether 4371 acquired its anomalous abilities from exposure to the server, interaction with someone on it, or if it had unknowingly spread its influence. There is still undergoing. The server in question and all the members are currently still under surveillance. You hear that, guys? We're under surveillance. It's official for any other anomalous activity. Agent Malone has taken the role of filling in 4371's presence in the server to avoid suspicion from other members. Damn it. So we've got an agent here.
And I love the gif that Darphonics posted.
Nice. Darth, that is awesome. You should be totally honored, Darth. Since Darth is kind of our master poster of SCP stuff here, this SCP is all about you, Darth Phoenix. So, huzzah. Thank you, Chris, for creating something. It's that special.
You
It's
are
wonderful.
all welcome.
Where is a post? Wherever you guys find a post that Chris posted so we can reply to him with... How about you just say something, Chris, in the text? Just post something so we can give you a bunch of watermelons. Awesome.
Damn it, Super OCD, you beat me to it. I had to give you a melon for that.
That was
Hopefully
great.
they haven't monitored my... I did post something.
That was approaching... What is that level here? Dark Ruthless Deity? I think Dark Ruthless Deity level rank almost there. Alright. Infect me with your melons. There you go. Nice. Alright.
I've got some melon.
So that's the truth behind Darth. Okay, let's take a look at rain crawlers here quick. SCP can't catch me. I keep flying away. Says Louis. Rain crawlers SCP is here. Did I skip anything? No. Okay, Renegade. Dio said Renegade. I was wondering what that was during his submission. The Renegade is an eye you can get in Naruto. There are different versions of it with different...
you mean?
How do you say it?
Rinnegan.
Rinnegan. Okay. Okay, so there's
Rinnegan, basically.
different versions of this eye, and it gives you different ability. I see. I literally see. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Dio, for clearing that up. All right, let's take a look at the rain crawlers. Ooh, beautiful artwork here with rain crawlers. Nice digitigrade work on the legs here. This one is known as Elizarth, Reptile Girl, or Margaret Walters. Class is safe. Let's go to the description here.
I require more.
It is a hybrid human modified reptiles classified information. Was created with the main goal of increase and explore the limits of the pineal gland. Okay, we're getting deep here. Telekinesis. Let me go back to the top here. Sleeps in a room of 20 centimeters of concrete surrounded by a weak magnetic field. This in case of the SCP having a nightmare that can produce mental blackouts to others in the radio. Ooh, and also helping the SCP to avoid involuntary astral projection. It is a guided genius who helps scientists on the Foundation on several tasks. It has the permission to leave the Foundation for recreative activities with a minimum vigilance. Okay, so it has some freedom. That is cool, because so I was wondering, I saw that it was created to explore the pineal gland, so I'm like, why is this a reptilian creature exploring, or how can it explore a pineal gland inside your brain? But then he explained that it's the ability that it has to astral project and explore these things through the other realm. So the whole ability, the whole appearance to this creature is just to give it that pronounced ability of astral travel. So it's not that it physically does it. That's pretty awesome. I like that little twist there. especially from how I started reading it. I thought it had something to do with its physical appearance, but the physical appearance is all about that it has the reptilian part of it to give it that ability. What I even more appreciate about that is that in shamanic beliefs and ways of believing, when you're looking at medicine, spirit animals and such, and medicine behind animals, the lizard is known as the dreamer. So that I wonder if I'm assuming that Raincrawler is aware of this, because therefore he added the reptilian / lizard part of anatomy to the human to create this dream crawler, if we can call him that. So that is very cool. Very cool. I do appreciate the depth of that. Well done. There's a closer drawing of it. Cool. It's got the third eye, of course. And if you guys didn't know, lizards do have a third eye kind of scale. You can see it more pronounced on certain lizards than others. But there is a third eye scale that's very simple in anatomy. I'm not going to say exactly what it does because I'm not sure of myself, but it's sort of you could say heat sensor even, or light darkness kind of thing, but there's probably more to it, of course. Fascinating nonetheless. Let's see. Age 19. Okay, what is this other thing here? There's another one here. Let's see. There's another one. It's a monkey mara. It is contained a monitor in the chamber. Let's see. Weaponry. Just trying to get through this so we can get to the... Ooh, this one looks cool. So here's Monkey Mara. A second one by... Is this also by Raincrawler? I believe so. The artwork looks like it, at least. So this is a second one. It is Monkey Mara. It is contained in a monitored chamber coated by special alloy that stands the alkaline drool of this SCP. Also motion sensors that controls heavy weaponry. Oh boy. This SCP produces copies of himself. He remains peaceful until the number of copies exceeds 5. Then it will be imperative to destroy them. Their behavior will change into a ravage pack that spits acid. Each copy will start auto-duplicating. So there you have it. It's a dangerous one. You guys can check these out in further detail over on the Creating Monsters section. So very cool. I like the artwork there. An acid speeding, duplicating creature. And there's M. Snail by Pro. Wonderful. And that's that. Wow, that snail gif is exciting, that last one. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dande, for running these. And we're done with that section, so if you guys were waiting out there or wondering what's going on, we're going to be continuing with Post Apocalyptic Monsters now. Thank you, everybody that posted. Let's cover those real quick. What do you guys think? Which ones were your favorites? Why or why not?
I really like the lizard girl because, well, a lizard girl.
Is it a girl? Let me see here. And because what you were saying? Chris?
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, I like the lizard girl because, well, a lizard girl. I find them lovely.
Okay. Fair enough.
God, so many people here are...
Not a lot of people talk. They don't have the ability to, as in, they lack a microphone. Like, they lack a microphone.
What do you think,
Or
Bago?
it's not convenient for them to speak.
Oh, what do I think about what?
What do you think about the SCPs? Which one's your favy?
You know, I did get a kick out of Senior Water. I think that the Dreamwalker was probably the most deep and in.
Mm-hmm.
That is perfectly fair.
And
In at least it's the dreamer.
There you go.
Anywho, yeah. Sorry, I didn't have as much thought about that because I was thinking about how I was going to write my own that I'm planning on. Kind
You're,
of spaced out there for a little bit. Sorry.
you're
Okay.
planning on putting yours where? Where are you planning to put yours?
Bago?
Oof.
Hello? So where are you planning to put yours?
Bog.
Wait, kobolds.
I think it's a secret.
Where
Sorry,
are
one
you?
second. It was lagging a little bit. I'm getting out of voice chat and getting back.
I'm going to turn off my Wi-Fi. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out here and go to Ethernet.
Oh boy. Here I am.
Okay, so I was asking, where are you going to put your SCP thing?
Where am I gonna put it?
Yes, you were saying you're going to put it up somewhere. Where?
No, I said I was thinking about how I was going to write up my thing.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alrighty. Well, when it's done, make sure you share it over here. What do you think, JMPF?
I'll vote for mine, I think.
For
For
yours?
Chris? Yes.
Or
I think
Chris's?
Chris because it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
It really applies to real life.
Right. Right. It's very meta. For sure. What do you think, Pro? Almost forgot.
I think I'll go with Raincrawler. I really like the design.
Sure. Okay, and the rest of you let me know in the text. OCD, you're gonna be in text, right? She replies in voice. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna say, yeah, the first one I did enjoy by who was that? JMPF? Or yeah, JMPF, the wooden statue. That one was pretty cool. Indeed. Let me see. Let's see. Dio's was powerful. I'll say that. Then, of course, I gotta hand it the tops. I gotta hand it to Chris and Raincrawler. Chris is just delightful, splendid, wonderful. It's a gift to our Monsterhood, and it's the truth behind Darth. So now we have a nice write-up behind who Darth truly is. So I appreciate that fully. And, of course, I enjoy the artwork behind Raincrawlers and the depth to it as well, as I shared when I was talking about it. The last lizard I think I ever owned was a Savannah Monitor, and I did call it Soñador, because Soñador, once again, in Spanish, means dreamer. So, that was my friend. I don't know where he is now. He was very aggressive. Wild caught.
So you let him out?
No, I gave him away. I was moving out and stuff like that, so gave him away. He was rather big. He was maybe, let's see, 45 centimeters if we're looking at centimeters.
Ooh.
It was a good sized lizard. Or inches, let's see, 15, 20 inches, maybe 20 inches, maybe a little shorter. But very rambunctious. I did feed him live mice for the exercise and such. He was a very aggressive feeder. He was very paranoid.
As a
Yeah.
Skaven, I have to tell, you are awful, Arthur. I will never forgive you.
Yes, my
your people eat each other.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same thing.
right.
The Skaven
That's
aren't
different.
really
Apparently,
nice to each
cannibalism
other.
is okay.
That's different. We literally don't have anything to eat.
What are you gonna tell us that feeding mice to the superior lizards is cultural?
Lizardmen are dumb. Okay, they're not
Oh,
dumb, but
crap,
they're
here we
inferior
go.
to Skaven.
Oh boy, it's getting racist around here. It's getting racist.
You can suck a big dino dong, you rat.
Uh-oh.
You're a big dino.
Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You can suck
Guys,
that big
snails
old
are the
moon
best.
that.
It's the
and
space
you can
snails.
suck. And you can suck that big moon that we blew up and crashed on top of you.
There we go. Okay, so anyway, that was cool. Normally, I don't feed.
I just like to say I know almost nothing about Warhammer lore.
Yeah, he's just talking a big
So I
game.
couldn't argue any.
Okay, just do not go anywhere near the end times or Age of Shitmar.
There we go.
Those you don't need those. The only things you can experience from the end times is the Vermintide 1 and 2 games. Those are good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with Post Apocalyptic Monsters.
Yay.
Ooh.
I'm sure I'll get a
I got-
chance to mention Snother in the future. Who is that? Pro? Pro, you talking? Who said ooh?
That was me.
Bago, you're always talking when you're here. But you're not always here. That is your balance, apparently. Okay, how shall we start this? Who would like to talk about theirs first?
May I?
Of course.
I accidentally raised my hand and then remembered that I was talking to you over the online. I have to raise my hand to get attention from my
Oh,
own
that's
family.
wonderful.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is lizard brain.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. All right, Bago. So what's your post-apocalyptic monster? I think I might know.
I forgot his name, but there's this wonderful RPG called Shadowrun, and my favorite post-apocalyptic monster because they have a bit of an apocalypse going on for a while. It starts to get a bit better, but then everything is run by future Walmart, as most sci-fi-ish futures are. But fantasy races came back, which means that there's people like orcs and dwarves and knife-ears. And most importantly, there was the first dragon president. I forgot his name, but
Bob.
But unfortunately, he was assassinated by lesser things with tactics. But the most important thing is, for a while, America had a dragon. That's all you need.
Did he endorse Bad Dragon?
Are there any images of this?
No, I think they probably just would have done knockoff things like they did with my best boy.
Do you have any images, Bago?
No, I don't. I don't have the speed to show you any pictures. So if anybody else wants to try and find a picture,
I can try. What are we looking for? Can you give me the name or something?
The name of the RPG is Shadowrun. I forgot the name of the dragon president. Shadowrun.
Shadowrun.
Look, I forgot it was Apocalypse Monsters.
Okay, let's Google that. Nice. So you did find a dragon out there somewhere. Once you started talking, it triggered me again. Bago, dragon, and I thought of something. But you didn't talk about that one, which is nice.
What did you think of?
I
did
was
you think
thinking of the movie Reign of Fire and the dragons there.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to mention. But
Listen, I just wanted to give a shout out to a RPG I haven't seen getting enough love. It's actually got a sequel RPG now, I think. They've got a second.
yeah,
It
I
looked
remember
pretty.
Shadowrun. Yeah, so the Shadowrun is still mainly a book, a physical RPG. It's not too much in game. I see some old game footage of it, but it's not really gone into video gaming too much, right?
I believe that would be the case.
Okay. So the dragon guys we're looking at here, I'll just pull out a image here if I can. Because
I'd send
they're
some pictures of dragons, random ones, right now, but I don't think I should.
right, and
'Cause
the image that I'll post is kind
I'd
of
lag out.
yeah. And Pro
So-
posted one. Thanks for that, Pro. So there you have it. So, yeah, general looking kind of 80s drawn style dragon with a little bit of fins on the head and the horns. Lovely dragon, if I do say so myself. I do like that approach on the dragon in fantasy. So there you have it, folks. Dragon President of Shadow
When the
Run.
fins are spread out like that, they look a little bit derpy, but I have to.
You make a good point there. There has to be a meaning behind it. Maybe excitement or something. By the way, Dande said his favorite was the melon one of the SCPs, mostly because it gave him a chuckle. So there you go. And we can all see the melon lord in the works as the melons appear throughout the place. Alrighty. Who would like
in a
to...
surprising amount of in a surprising amount of fantasy novels, those fins on dragons and lizard folk, because a lot of people don't make too much of a distinction, actually tend to mean feelings of excitement or lust, which is
Interesting.
I thought it would be more fear or anger, but no.
Right.
Like, bigger, scarier.
And lust. Lust is a overly recurring... lust or horniness is an overly recurring theme within animals and so-called themes of different animals and stuff like that.
And beast.
Yeah. Okay, Louis Zenadog says, I have chosen... Okay, so Mr. Horror Show, or Me Horror Show, sorry. Today's topic is Post-Apocalyptic Monsters. Post-Apocalyptic. Louis says, I have chosen the Radiation Scorpion, Rad Scorpion. This arachnid flourished after the nuclear fallout in the Fallout spin-off game Brotherhood of Steel. The more time passes, the more bigger they get. Are you guys aware of this one, the Radiation Scorpion?
Yes, rad scorpions. They appear in basically all the Fallouts, I think.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Unless he's talking about a specific one.
Right. Let's see here. Let's see if you recognize it then, Pro. I'm going to pull up the Brotherhood of Steel one. Here. Trying to be two-handed.
I mean, if it's just Rad Scorpion, then they appeared in everyone in all the other Fallouts, because Rad Scorpion is the basic name for the
right
radiated giant scorpions.
Looks like you're right, because this one here is from Fallout 4, so probably the most attractive one out there, graphic-wise and all. Looks wonderful. Let's take a look at that. Yes,
to put his stinger in.
They're pretty tough.
Very built.
Pretty tough in that game.
I would assume the poison there wouldn't be as strong considering how bulky the scorpion's design is. But then again, it's a radiation scorpion, so not sure. How strong is the poison effect if it does sting you in the game?
Not that dangerous. If I can remember correctly, it's more like an ambush, the type of creature, because it burrows into the ground and then it just tries to flank you.
Nice. How does that work?
I don't recall the poison being that much of a problem, but it stings. Its direct sting does do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And its pincers also do a lot of damage.
Nice. So anatomically, that makes sense. As the bigger you see the pincers on a scorpion, and the weaker the poison. In general, biological terms with them or rules. If the stinger is nice and thick and the pincers are skinny, then you can assume that the poison is going to be rather strong. So, I guess they got it nicely right by those terms. Now, how does that work graphically? Pro, you said it ambushes. It goes under the ground. Does it have a particular spot in the game where it goes underground, or can it kind of do that anywhere?
No, they can do that everywhere.
Really?
They can like burrow into the ground, and then they can come back on top right near you.
How does it look graphically? Like,
hard to explain. It just goes into the ground, and then it's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
do you see like dirt or like heap of sand come up, or does it really just go through the barrier or the wall of the ground?
Yeah, there's like it goes through the barrier, and then there's like a little puff cloud.
Okay.
Of ground.
Awesome.
Essentially.
Sorry for asking such questions, guys. I'm just always curious with things like that, and I haven't played in a while, so I was just wondering. I like that mechanism.
I just had
of
an interesting image of what it could do, or what a variation of them could do in.
And what's that?
Like they could have some that have a really big pincer, and then they just hide underground, and sort of like mud crabs do, with only the really big pincer, looking like a rock or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just jump out and try and grab you with that big ass thing and start stinging you and shit.
Scorpions are such a fun creature design to work with. Cool. So thank you for that, Louis. Damn it. Now I want to play Fallout. Just seeing that. Okay. Let's see. Me Horror Show says, yes, lately I've been into H.P. Lovecraft stuff. Me too, Horror Show. Me too. More and more. Louis says, they act like a hive of ants. Louis says, and yes, they vary in types. Gotcha. Okay. Wonderful. Would someone like to go next, or should I assign Bago to choose the next person? What do you guys think? Any volunteers?
Oh, I get to choose?
JMPF, would you like to go next?
I say Vox will decide.
I think he
But
said...
if you want me to share, I can.
what do you think, Bago?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I caught JMPF by the toe.
All right. Bago chooses you then, JMPF.
Holler or I'll
That's
make you
what
pay.
Oh, wait.
Because we doing this my way.
That was very gay.
Is it over yet? I hate when these things last forever. Okay, that was it. Just remind me. Okay. All right, JMPF, if you can speak clearly and slowly into the microphone so we can hear you okay here, tell us about your radiation monster. Or type, if you like. Oh, yes. I was thinking when he was making that little rhyme, I don't know if you probably haven't seen Meet the Zohan or something with Adam Sandler.
Oh, I love that movie.
The funniest part in the movie for me is when they're making the call to the other guy, the Middle Eastern guys, and he's saying the phone number, and it like takes forever to get the phone number out, and he thinks he's done, but it's still going on. Awesome part. So anyway, that made me think of it. Cool. All right, JMPF had it all ready, and with images. Thank you, JMPF. I'll give you a watermelon for being so prepared. Love it. Here we go. It's called in Maze Runner, Griever is a creature that lives in the maze and comes out after dark. Its purpose is to harass and even kill the gladders who venture into the maze. It is discovered as being a bulbous, dark creature with many appendages, such as spikes, shears, and rods. It seems to move in a forward roll. A Griever can sting gladders or prick them, which causes extreme pain for up to days or weeks. Stung gladders who take the grief serum usually regain some of their memories during the painful changing, quote unquote changing. If a gladder does not take the serum, they die. First of all, my question is, what is a gladder? Is that, it's like a gladiator, like a runner of the maze? Am I right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, awesome. So, yeah, that's why I assumed it's just short for gladiator. So the Gladders. Okay, so that's who they are. They are the Maze Runners. And so these are the Grievers. Is this in the movie? Can we see them in the movie? You said yes. He said yes, right? He said yes.
You have permission to see it.
Well, this gives me reason to watch the movie. I'm assuming it's not in the first movie, because I think I saw most of the first movie and I didn't see anything like that there.
They have there?
Oh,
are
they
in the
are.
first movie.
Oh, they are. Okay. Okay. I need to rewatch. I guess I forgot that. I do. Yeah. Okay. So they're like the main monster, I think. Yeah. So another ambush-looking predator. Very similar. Wow. Very similar to the rad scorpion. Interesting how this theme went along so smoothly in similarity. I guess that's why JMPF was so ready to go. And they're both post-apocalyptic. What do you guys think?
Looks pretty cool.
I think so. It's pretty nasty looking. It's got the naked kind of skin body with some hairs and then mechanical legs. It's disgusting. I like the face, the mouth. Cool. Thank you, JMPF. Wonderful share. Rather interesting looking creature, says Donde. Let's see. Those creatures are awesome. I gotta watch Maze Runner just for the monster. Right, Louis? I agree.
To be fair, Maze Runner is just a whatchamacallit fan fiction version of. The same goes with Divergent. So if you like that, you're gonna enjoy it. But otherwise, it's iffy.
You said fan version of what?
It's basically fan fiction of Hunger Games.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It is basically.
Right. Although, I don't know if Hunger Games is... I mean, that is, like you're saying, more of the original at this era that came out with the books and in the movies. But is it really the best out of these kind of ideologies and movies?
All of them are kind of shit, in my opinion.
Okay, so they're all kind of similar. What do you guys think? Any opinions?
Yeah, I'm personally not a fan of these kind of teenagers centered books.
Yeah,
tween.
novels.
Yeah, there we go. Tween novels then turn into movies. I'm not a fan of these.
Right.
I'm kind of glad they died off.
Sure. Yeah, because I'm a fan of the idea. But then it being, again, teenagers and this and that, that's where it ruins it a little bit for me. I mean, Hunger Games was watchable. I don't remember it too well now, but I remember watching it, and, it's okay for a movie. It's entertainment. But, again, yeah, that concept. But there was a movie, there are older movies. Well, of course, we have, what is it called? The Arnold one. The Running Man, right? That's of that concept, a game show basically based on the survival or death of this person. And then there's other ones that I remember seeing where it was more the adult version. So I'd like to see a list sometime maybe of these survival game or something type movies. Just a full list of them so we can see the good ones out there, the older ones maybe, the adult version ones. Okay.
Hey, Arthur, actually, now that you mentioned that, there's a movie that I saw that is going to be coming out eventually. I don't remember what it may have came out already, but basically it just centers around some people who have been kidnapped, one person who's been kidnapped by rich people because they have this hunt that goes on where rich people get to hunt these normal people through woods and shit. It's sort of Hunger Games in the way of they're going to try and fight back, or
I think that's called Ready or Not.
The main character.
Wait,
maybe
it already came out. I think.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I meant to watch it.
I will
the commercials
be right
made
back.
it at least
Okay,
Yeah,
Chris.
it's called Ready or Not.
Yeah, I heard about that actually in the Angry Joe review. Non-spoiler. And it wasn't really expected, but yeah, it was rich people, and then they did that, and then there's some twists in it. So yeah, in the end, it is a similar concept. You're right, and I do want to check it out. How was it, Pro? If you've seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I don't know. I watched crap. What's the channel's name again? The one that covers they do like explain videos. It's film something, but yeah, the main dude of that channel said he was kind of disappointed with the movie, and then he gives his thoughts, and I kind of agree.
Right,
Like,
right.
It could have been better.
Yeah,
frankly.
that's what it sounded like. It sounded like it had this potential, but then it kind of went a little bit raw. So, or rye.
Also, doesn't the Purge movies count too?
I guess that would. I haven't seen those yet. I just know the concept behind them, so I'd
Yeah,
assume
I'm not
so.
a fan, but they do kind of match the criteria.
No, the idea behind the Purge sounds really cool. Unless I don't know the whole idea. Are the movies at least decent? Because I want to see that idea in action. I do want to see the movie for that idea.
I don't know. I watched the first one, and the first one was kind of like but I hear the second one is much better.
Okay, is it too much of like teenage horror movie stuff going on?
In the first one, it's like you have this this concept that should really apply to like a whole bunch of people, but sadly it's really contained within only like one family in the first movie. But in the second movie, it follows different family in the city, and that works much better.
Okay, so it's not the whole. Okay. Well, what would be interesting to see, I don't know if there's a movie that did that, is I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, but to the old, I don't know if a Catholicism did that or a Christianity, they had a day such as that where people had no rules basically that day. I would like to see like a movie, because that's what I thought Purge was. I don't know if it is or isn't now, but I would like to see a movie where the government kind of runs the thing, and basically there's one day a year where everybody's free to do whatever they want, and it's not counted against them lawfully in that country or whatever. So I'm assuming Purge is not that.
Yeah, that's the Purge.
Oh, it is that.
That is the Purge.
Okay, since you mentioned the family, that's why I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just secluded to one family. But okay, never mind. I'll stop spoiling it for myself then. Cool. So yeah, I do want to see that concept out and play. It just sounds like they didn't take advantage of it well, and it had potential, but they didn't do it right.
At least not the first one. I can't say about the sequels, or at least the first sequel. I can't say about the third or fourth one, but the first one really didn't work with the concept all too well. It was too limiting.
Cool. Alrighty. Louis says Avenging Force is a long-forgotten gem based on similar idea. Avenging Force, which rich folk hunt humans for sport. Oh yeah, there is that one movie. I don't know if it's Avenging Force. It had Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? I think Steve Austin was in it, and they were all on an island, and they had to survive. They were all criminals. Yeah. Remember that movie? Anyone? They dropped a bunch of...
I do.
Yeah, they dropped a bunch of criminals off on an island, and they had to survive, and the survivor would gain their freedom and money or something. And it was like a game show, and it got tons of views. They're great ideas, because in a corrupt system, they would totally work for money and such. And who's to say it doesn't happen underground? You can have a lot of elitists and rich people gambling about who knows what out there. So, but it's not public. Right, so I do believe things like this go on in privacy, as there's wacky rich people that need to get off in different ways. But like Rat Race is more innocent example of that. Great movie though. But yeah, you have things like that island. Let's see. Me Horror Show says a new Predator is coming out. He heard? I'm sure it is.
I hope they completely, the next director completely just forgets the Predator.
Right.
Same.
Please.
The armor.
The Predator sucks even worse than Alien Resurrection.
Yeah.
At least Resurrection didn't like completely butcher the alien lore. It's just some stupid thing that happens in the future that you can write off.
Right.
Alien Resurrection is funny stupid. Predator is scary stupid.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff that actually happened there. But yeah. Alrighty. The Purge is okay, but was my cup of tea, says Louis. Purge movie didn't do much purging when I saw it. That's what it sounds like, horror show. Not the same movie, Arthur. I was talking about the 1980s version. Okay, right. Not Predator, but Terminator. Okay. Oh,
Hey,
yeah, there is a Terminator movie
which
coming out.
Predator movie?
What's that, Bago?
Which Predator movie was it that he gave a guy an old?
Oh, 2. Predator 2.
Yeah, the old gun
I
pistol.
recently learned some of the backstory behind that in one of the comics.
Yeah, it's in a comic, which is pretty cool. Indeed.
Dark Horse has some really good Predator comics.
You know, I'm not much of a fan of Predator, but they do have some. They did have a cool story there with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Predators are cool.
Aliens are.
No.
Right on, Hans.
I like my aliens simple, black, murderous, and in a fucking hive mind. I don't need those weird Yautja.
No, there's one word that encapsulates all that you can use in future, not to shorten the sentences. Said word that you're looking for is quote inferior.
Well, with that lore
I'm not talking
added,
about you.
I'll just say that just makes Predator 2 even better, and a reason why Jono needs to see Predator 2.
If you were talking about me, you wouldn't be flying right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Predator 2 is very underrated.
I think so.
On my ass.
I think,
what you think.
actually, I think Pro that I think it has been liked for a long time. I remember growing up seeing people around, they liked it. I think it's maybe a newer generation that isn't.
No, it's the older generation. It's been hated for a really long time.
Oh,
It's
really?
only now been getting people. Yeah, it's only now been getting kind of a foothold. Kind of like how Alien 3 now has its kind of fan base that thinks it's a good movie.
I see. Okay. All right. Changing tides. Well, nonetheless, I did enjoy it. Okay. Continuing. Like that video, Pro, that you posted recently about why Spider-Man 2 was such an amazing movie with Doc Octopus.
Yeah,
I believe the same guy.
Such a good video and movie.
Or a different guy made a movie why Predator 2 is so good. And I did post that above for John to see. I don't think he did really, but
Can you repost that at some point? I want to watch that.
yeah, I think that's what it was. Or it was I think it was about why the new Predator sucks so bad. And he was talking about Predator 2 in that one, and he was saying why it's so good because it's basically, with lack of a better term, a concrete jungle. You know, it took the whole jungle theme into the city, and it was just as dangerous. Yeah, he made a good point in that video, though. It's in the video game. No, I mean Video Monsters. I'll find it again later. We can chat. Okay. Yes.
So, may I go next?
Yes, you may. Go ahead,
Hello?
Chris. Yep.
All right. So we've had some pretty fine entries here. Sublime. But I want to bring it back to the classic, namely what I believe is the very first post-apocalyptic movie I ever watched. I just saw the whatchamacallit. I saw it in the local video cassette store. That's how old that is.
Awesome.
And liked the cover and just rented it to watch it. And said movie is Arthur mentioned it, is called Reign of Fire, where the monsters is dragons, and might I add, some pretty boss looking dragons. I quite very much like them and enjoy that this particular movie. Okay, it's still a type of draconic creature. For the sake of talking about the movie, they are dragons, and they're technically.
Right.
And it's pronounced wyverns, not wyverns. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
okay, I'll let it slide. Okay. Sorry.
Or essentially, this is a species that it's alleged that these dragons are essentially the first proper species that got somehow evolved on the planet, and occasionally they wake up from sleep, they murder everything on the planet, and because there's only one male that is capable of hibernating, all of the females that he breeds with lay eggs around him, and he goes to hibernate, whilst all the other females die. And they do so for a few million years, and during some kind of event, they wake back up and torture the planet again in order to feed and redo their thing. Kind of like generational parasites that take millions of years to get over. And in the movie specifically, they wake up whilst humanity is a thing, and we are driven to nearly extinction. Thankfully, when you have tanks and high-end ammunition, we still manage to cling to life, but it's difficult, and it's only through the main character of the movie who remembers actually seeing the bull male dragon awake. It's only that he assembles a team of hardline badasses to invade its lair and kill it. At which point the dragons can't breed because only one male. So after they kill it, they go back and just sit it out, kind of like a radiation storm. You just wait for the radiation to pass, or in this case, for all the dragons to die out. And whilst that is a very big flaw in the species itself, considering how effective and efficient the species is prior to this, and because the male dragon hides itself and no one really knew where it was except for the main character who first saw it and tried to go to the first place he saw it, thinking that it's likely still sleeping there because it's been sleeping there for a million years and all of its wives are bringing it food, so one lazy asshole. And they were correct.
Now the post-apocalyptic state in the movie did it hit that state because of the dragons or
Oh,
something
yeah.
else? It
Yes.
did. How believable do you
Literally.
feel that is, Chris?
Well, considering the dragons that they showed, see if it were to happen today, as the dragons first burst out of London, the UK, considering how strained things are here in Europe, I would not be surprised if we would go down. Even at the very least, the UK and possibly Ireland would get decked because close proximity. But by that point, France, Spain, Germany, northern countries, they would have assembled their arsenal, and it's all likely started with like several thousand dragons because the females lay a lot of eggs during the hibernation, and they all hatch to be females. Um, so if it was like, say, low tens of thousands of dragons, I'm pretty sure we could gun them all down.
So,
But
uh-huh.
this was way back when in the 90s or maybe even 80s is when this movie came out. And in there, um, shock and preparation shock and preparation was not top notch, so the dragons managed to just burn through the entire world, essentially bringing on the post-apocalyptic setting
Okay.
and driving humanity underground.
Now, I don't remember them going much into the depths of the lore in the movie, although I don't remember the movie too much. So in the movie, did they ever say like when it happened, when all the dragons woke up and came out, and how many there were, and from where they kind of appeared?
I haven't watched that movie in years now. Good movie, highly recommend.
Cool.
So sadly, I can't respond to that off the top of my head.
Does anybody else have that
They
knowledge?
appeared all over the world, I think.
Say
I
again?
think they appeared all over the world.
They appeared
They
all
were
over the world.
hiding all over the world.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So apparently it was just the nest of the bull male dragon, was it?
Right.
There have been other nests hibernating with, because when the male wakes up, that's the trigger for all of the eggs to start hatching.
Mm-hmm.
So it's likely that they stored a bunch of them all over the world. In which case, yeah, it's a lot more believable that we'd be fucked if
Yeah.
they burst out in the thousands all over the world.
Right. Okay, now I'm appreciating this movie more because I never really appreciated, because when I first saw it, and I think I wasn't paying that much attention to it, I just saw dragons in the future and it never really caught up with me. I never really got into it. But now seeing that they wake up every, so often, and you have dragons in our historic drawings and such, so they devastated humanity back then, and now they come back to do it again. That is a cool concept.
That's the thing. They wake up every several
What?
because they have several million years, so they likely interacted with original humanity,
Okay.
like prehistoric man.
Yeah.
But because they haven't interacted with us until they wake up in the movie. But however, it is the dragon legends and lore are technically explained as, well, we found their skeletons and stuff from when they were alive, so.
Okay. I'll have to give this movie another shot. It does have a great actor in it. Let me see. Louis said something interesting on the topic. He said in Reign of Fire, the video game, you get to play as a new dragon king and you encounter different types of drakes. That sounds fun.
Oh,
My kind of monster
that
game.
sounds neat.
Yeah, funny you never heard of it, I mean, in
I've
general,
never-
we never heard of it.
Yeah, I've never encountered a game about this, which is strange.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Mihora Show says Stakeland was sort of a good movie. Louis says they come from the underground. Imagine what else is down there. Indeed. There was a lot of dragon in D&D movie. True. Okay. And again, guys, if you haven't seen The Running Man, shout out to The Running Man. Not enough monster in it to be mentioned here, but it's a good old Arnie movie. I have a feeling like people haven't seen it here. There's too much silence every time I bring up The Running Man. There's a problem here, Louis. Help me out here, Louis. Damn it. Come on, people. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Chris, for that share. Awesome. I love these shares because it intrigues me to check these things out deeper. There you go. Thank you, Donde, for the GIF. Leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine. All right, let's go on to... That's an awesome
I like
scene.
Arthur's Arnold impression.
It was a spur of a moment, Arnie. Plus, it was a long run-on sentence. That's not easy to do when you're not prepared with an Arnold voice. But that just shows you some of the beauty in the movie. Let's go on to the next person. Chris, would you like to choose who goes next?
I don't know. Everybody who's remaining, just roll a random number. Or okay.
Darth, Dio, OCD.
I suppose. Why not Dio? We haven't heard from him yet.
All right. Let's get the Joyman on board. Post Apocalyptic. Okay, Dio, it is your turn. If you're awake, please answer. Let's see. He's in Do Not Disturb mode. I think Dio's in La La Land. So Dio, if you... What's that, Pro?
Dio? No, I'm seeing if Dio is still alive.
Pro's using his magical voice to wake Dio. Dio will only hear Pro.
Dead.
Oh, see?
He's typing.
That's it. He woke up the beast. He heard Pro.
Okay, he's not dead. He's not... Okay, guys, don't worry. He's not dead, but he is dying, though, because he doesn't have food.
He's dying. Thank you, Pro. I knew he wouldn't hear me, but he would hear you.
I have an annoying voice. That's why.
He's typing. All right. Well, it's his turn. It's your turn, Dio, if you hear me. And then we'll continue. We still have Darth, Donde. Pro, you already went, right?
Nope.
Oh, you didn't?
Still need to go.
So Pro and then Super OCD. I hope Super OCD's still there. She's been quiet. Hope she's still alive too. She is awesome.
Whoa.
Perfect.
Oi, gizzard lady.
Like 1,000 times. That's right, horror show. I saw it like 1,000 times too. How could you not? It's an old movie and they reran it a lot. Okay, all right. Dio's taking forever. So whenever Dio's stuff pops up, I'll read it. Meanwhile, I'll call the Master of Mel. Okay, hold on. Well, I didn't prepare myself that much. Sorry for that. I could mention the infected from The Last of Us. Cool, Dio. We have mentioned it before when we were talking about, I think, mushroom monsters. The infecteds, right? Those are the ones with the fungus growths on them. Let me make sure, since nobody's replying. It's a beacon of silence. Yes, it's the infected. Right, it's the mushroom folks from Last of Us. Mushroom zombies. Those are pretty damn awesome.
Agreed.
For a zombie concept that's... Well, for zombies already being so overdone, taking this kind of a little bit of a fresh new take on them, it's pretty cool. I want to play that. They're all infected. And again, not necessarily zombies, but rather infected. There we go. Thank you, Dio. I think the mention is enough, unless you want to say something else. Love the coloring. Just looks so nasty. And you got the flies. It's funny because I was thinking, what post-apocalyptic monster could I talk about? And the whole zombie thing didn't even hit me. And I love zombies. Although they're overkilled and not a lot of people do enjoy them as I do, I'm still a huge fan of zombies. And that certainly is a post-apocalyptic monster. Or
I'm a huge fan of the original zombies, which are voodoo slaves.
Ah, yes.
Old school.
Very, very cool. All right.
I think you mean old ghoul.
Thank you, Dio.
Very, very ghoul.
So ghoul. So ghoul. All right. Yeah, I'll call out Darth Phoenix next then. Or let's skip Germany. Let's go back to the US. Let's go with Dande. We'll go back to Darth Phoenix since Dande's on the top there. Dande! Let's see what kind of dandoing you can share with us. Even Maze Runner has zombies. Oh, it does. Maze Runner has zombies. How the hell does that work? I'd assume they're more infected then.
That's why it ends.
The second one has zombies.
The second one. Okay. I'm going to check them out eventually. When I'm searching for movies and I'm not hitting on any good ones. I still want to rewatch Waxworks. I can't really think of much other than maybe the mutants of I Am Legend. Nice. Good one. Or the kind of infected there, or the zombies. And wait. Yeah, that's I Am Legend. The Omega Man. Not sure that one. Last Man on Earth. Last Man on Earth. I am watching a funny show like that, but there's no monsters. Those are all different movies, right, Dande? They're not all different titles of the same movie?
They're all different movies, but they're all based on a book.
Are they all similar? Is it all like infected types?
They're different adaptations. They are different adaptations of the same book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what JMPF said.
Perfect. So, but there are actual movies? Oh, there are. Oh, and there's an old... Okay, so this is an old book. I thought I Am Legend was fairly recent, but it looks like there's a Omega Man is from 1971. That means I Am Legend is the original book is quite old. What is the title of the original book? Loving this. It's an old one. The Last Man on Earth. Okay, so Vincent Price. Sweet, I'm going to watch all of them then. I think... Oh yeah, I saw Last Man on Earth. I saw it pretty recently. It was awesome. I love Vincent Price. He's just so fun to watch. He's so emotional, but like... I don't know. He's interesting, guys. You should certainly check it out, especially if you don't know Vincent Price. Let me get an image of him. Or am I thinking of the wrong thing now? Damn it. I think I just mistook Vincent Price while I'm trying to tell people about him, which just doesn't work. Just a sec. Yeah, no, I was right. I just had a Mega Man. So this is Vincent Price. Oh, he already put him up. Thank you, Dande. And you put him up in color. So there's Vincent Price. He played in a lot of those kind of horror movies and stuff, and it was a different feel in the black and whites. And watching Vincent Price in him, he's like manly, but he's still like gentlemanly in a way. He's an interesting character to watch. He's not an Arnold per se. And that movie was cool for sure. Last Man on Earth was cool. So that's the oldest one, I believe. And then the second one would be Omega Man. So I still need to watch that. And then of course the one with Will Smith, I Am Legend. Pro, could you please? Pro, I know you hear me, Pro.
Hello?
Could you please do
No, you cut out.
Could you please
You cut out. What am I supposed to do?
Please give us a little bit of Will Smith, Pro, for old time's sake. So put you on the spot.
That's hot.
Nice. That's hot. So retarded. All right. With that, we can continue. Thank you, Pro. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Thank you for doing it. Takes a lot of watermelons to do it.
Oh, man.
No,
My face is so red right now. It's so warm. I'm a tomato.
even mine is. Oh, that's funny. I don't know why. I just felt it for you.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I kind of went into it too much.
Right, you have to represent. It's your shtick here now.
Sorry.
You're not
I'm
kept.
sorry for all of your ears. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Snail is sorry.
Pro, I can most definitively confirm that that was not hot.
And I shall only reply with it, with the good old this. And it's staying here for good, Pro. Thank you, Pro. It's funny if I feel like you're like obligated to do this, or you're gonna be kicked out of the Discord. Okay, good times. Let's see here. So Mega Man is that Will Smith. So I Am Legend is the Will Smith version horror show. Yeah, the Vince Price, yeah, he was a good narrator, indeed. He was a class act for sure. I'd like to see him older as like a wizard type character, you know, like Gandalf and the other actor, forgot his name, in Lord of the Rings. He would work great, I think, as an elderly wizard like that. Luis said, thanks, Pro. Cool. Okay. You woke Dio up for sure. You gave some life back in the Dio.
Oh, damn.
We got the
I made JMPF turn off his mic, his earphones.
That's true. Damn. We lost to JMPF.
No.
Where's C? Speaking of. Okay, continuing.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the second time in a row, but he didn't say anything this time. Usually he says something. C is in Italy. Ah, yes. He was kidnapped by Jono.
Oh, damn.
Jono's force-feeding him. Okay, he's making him a thick boy. Darth. Let's call you out. Darth. Speak. Speak, Apocalyptic Monsters. Darth Phoenix, your turn. Arthur, Melons, John. I'm going to turn on the fan. Pro, you made it overly hot in here.
Which fan will you be turning? Is it done?
There.
Silence.
A fan. Darth Phoenix says, we're playing the Death Claw of Fallout. Cool. I've had quite a few people mention the Death Claw. I forgot if they wanted me to do an all about or put the Death Claw in a versus match against some monster, but I remember it being brought up pretty often. It'd be a pretty fun video to do. I haven't done any.
Yeah, the Death Claw is an awesome creature. It's really cool.
It is. It's a powerful creature. Everything seems powerful in Fallout, though.
Yeah, well, at least until you play Fallout 4. Fallout 4, they nerf a lot of creatures in that game, especially the Deathclaw. They did the Deathclaw nasty in Fallout 4.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably why I said that then, because that is the last one I played, right? Yeah. Here's a nice variation image. I don't know if those are all true to the game, though. Does Fallout?
No, only the
The brownish.
glowing green one, I think. The other two, the blue one and the red one, aren't.
Okay, so those are mods.
Yeah, but there are different colored ones. You got like albino ones, and then
Nice.
glowing ones, and
Ooh, I found the albino. Ooh, we might have to do an albino monster. That's my request for today, for next Monstercast. Albino monsters. Here's an albino version of it. Albino is awesome because albinoism is just fun with actual animals.
And what about the opposite of albinism? I forgot how to pronounce.
Melochromatic.
Yeah. Overwhelming. There's a lot too if you start going into the different. What's it called? Forgotten, but the different.
Recessive genes?
Yeah, recessive genes, color, not mods, forgot the thing. It's common in reptiles, it's common, I think, in birds as well, but with the ball python took it to another level. If you guys are aware of animals, and particularly snakes and reptiles, the ball python became so big in the pet trade because they're easy to breed, and people just started creating some awesome morphs. Yeah, that's the simple term, color morphs. But anyway, albinoism has always been the most common one, and it's just awesome to see.
Albinism, you mean?
Yes, albinism. If you see a crocodile, an albino anaconda, anything like that, it's just awesome. They're expensive, and I'd like to see that more in monsters. An albino gremlin.
Albino humans look weird.
They do. They look like black people that have painted themselves white, like Eddie Murphy once did as a skit kind of thing to see how people would react to him being white. And other, I think, comedians did that as well. Albino dragon. Yay, albinos. All right. I like how sometimes in the lores the albinos are like the leaders too, like they're more powerful or something, which in real life is usually the opposite because they get hunted down easier in nature. That's why they're so rare. And another thing, I think mice are all the white mice we see in the pet trade are created albinos too, just because they look aesthetically more pleasing. But again, that was done by people. So now the white lab mouse that you see is actually an albino, and it's just because people like to reproduce these more for whatever reasons. It's funny that even for lab studies, they don't use brown mice because the albino mice became so common. So that's kind of an interesting little scientific happening that's happened because of the human touch. If you'd see an albino mouse in the wild, or like they would in India, I think in India it was something pretty holy if it was albino or an old soul or something like that. I'm not going to go on that because I could be way off, but yeah. I think I saw an albino bison one. That's pretty impressive. A large creature like that. And you know bisons, they have that little back body and that huge fore body area. Awesome creatures. Awesome build. Okay, continuing. Sorry about that. Albino werewolf. Well, let's say it was too dangerous. Nice.
Wait a second. If you were albino, would a werewolf that you turn into be albino?
I would think so. That would be cool. Overall, I do prefer, or I do kind of like the lighter furred werewolves personally when I see them in games and such, because it's just more striking to the eye rather than just this black furred or dark brown furred werewolf. I do like the kind of grayish or white. I don't know, it makes them look even more wild. Again, Chris, kind of like the behemoth, the ancient behemoth in Heroes of Might and Magic.
Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
Had to shout it out
Well,
quick.
that one, yeah, though that one is just old, not albino.
Right. But I think the white color to the fur makes them look just a little bit more grizzly. Or in that case, truly a little bit more polar bear. Okay, continuing. Deathclaw crazy. Yeah, Deathclaws are basically like these demon type monsters, but more simple. They don't have this other devilish side to them. They're kind of like
They're just big iguanas.
biological demons. What's that? A question for you guys: how did they come to be in the game?
I haven't been into Fallout lore for a long time, but I think it's like it does they don't have like a oh crap, how should I put this? I can't think today. They don't have a confirmed origin. But I think it's heavily implied that they were pre-war bioweapons.
Oh, okay.
Before the nuclear war, and then after that they broke out.
That makes sense. Okay, so a little bit of Resident Evil in that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Let's invite Zero here. Okay. Continuing, that was Darth Phoenix, right? Or Dio? That was Dio, right? Who went last? Who went last?
Darth Phoenix, I think.
I think Darth did. Yeah, okay. So moving onward, we had Dundee already. We had Darth, Dio, JMPF, Chris, Bog, Pro. You want to go, or should we let Super OCD go? What do you think, Pro?
I don't know if Super OCD is here, then she can go.
Okay, let's give her a moment of silence for the stage. Super OCD, it is your turn. Speak, or forever hold your tips.
Or forever hold your gizzards.
There she is.
While we're waiting for that, hey, guys, imagine a radiation phoenix.
That would be scary.
A radiation what?
Yeah. Everything from Pikmin, that's it. I'm giving that a watermelon.
Bog, what did you say? A radiation what? Anybody hear me?
A radiation phoenix.
Oh boy. That would be intense. Everything from Pikmin. Okay, what is Pikmin? Let's Google that, Arthur, because you're not hip enough. Okay.
Games.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a little bit of this. That's cool. Is that post-apocalyptic?
Yes.
Really, I am not.
It's an alien from the future.
Can somebody tell me the lore, how this is post-apocalyptic? Here's an image. Nobody wants to speak.
I am not sure. I'm not familiar.
It doesn't look very post-apocalyptic. JMPF, so what is the story? How did this become post-apocalyptic?
It's in the far future when humans have disappeared and plants and animals are the same kind of beings. And an alien from another planet comes to Earth and has to repair his ship.
Okay. So no more humans, plants, and animals needed, got the same kind of needs, he said. And then an alien comes to repair his ship to the planet. So, but these creatures here, they are of Earth, right? Or are these the aliens?
Yes.
Okay.
They are from Earth. They are a mix between plant and animal.
Okay. Cool. So they're plant and animal representations. Okay. I like that. I like that depth to the lore. It looks like a fun little side-scroller type 3D game. Cool. How's the game itself, guys?
I don't know. I haven't played it.
Kind of looks very pleasing. Has a very satisfying look to it. I want to play it now. I just want to see the graphics in action because it looks really splendid. Was it Indominus Rex from Jurassic World albino? I'm not sure. In Africa, albino body
No, she
parts
wasn't.
are used
wasn't.
for good luck. What's that, JMPF?
Especially the bones. The bones are so.
Indominus wasn't albino. She could change her colors.
Oh, yeah. He could change colors, right? He does, but good luck radiates quartz. Sorry, man, I'm not familiar with Pikmin. Cool. Okay, looks fun. Looks like something Gargamel could appreciate as well. Okay, continuing. Thanks for that, Super OCD. Thanks for being alive. And finally, the master of the community, Pro.
Alrighty then. Today I'm also going to be talking about another Fallout monster. But this one is going to be a very dangerous one from Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
It's on par with the Deathglow and how dangerous it is.
Ooh.
Might be
Human.
Ooh, it flies.
the Cazador from Fallout New
Cazador.
Cazadors are giant tarantula hawk spider wasps created by Dr. Boris in the Z14 Pepsine DNA splicing lab of Big MT. They eventually escaped the Mojave Wasteland and Zion Canyon, sometimes after the Great War. They are now one of the most deadly creatures in the Mojave, especially in groups. And yeah, they are very dangerous. They're fast, they travel in groups, and they have one hell of a bad type of poison, or venom, I would say. They are very...
Oh,
It
they
might
do.
be poisonous too.
Damn.
But I mean, are you really going to try taking a bite out?
I think in-game you can eat them. They're meat.
Well, you know, I
That's-
wouldn't eat something that likes to drink the blood of other things that are also people's in an apocalyptic wasteland. That just seems like a good way to get a bloodborne disease. Also, my
That's-
English was terrible.
No worries.
Oh, same. I can't talk.
It happens on
I
Saturday.
start... I start sentences, and then my brain like stops halfway through, and then I'm like stuck with...
Well, for today, you're doing really good, Pro.
Yeah,
Everybody's doing
and
good,
keeping in
actually.
with the theme, they're also ambushers. They like to ambush.
Nice.
I'm just going to assume they have ovipositor. Ovipositor? Fuck.
Yeah, ovipositors, sure.
Okay, yeah, did the right word.
It's
Thank you
dangerous.
for helping me out.
No worries, I know how it gets. That's one good thing about being live.
Ooh,
You can get
little
support.
interesting piece of information from JPF. Cazador means hunter in Spanish. I'll
Ooh,
give that watermelon.
Cazador.
Thanks, JPF.
Nice. So my lizard's name was Soñador. Now if I ever have a wasp pet, or a spider pet, I'm gonna call it Cazador. Sweet. My next pet name is ready. Thank you, JMPF. Yeah, it's cool because the wasp build, I just like to put it in those terms, because evolutionarily, if that's a word, wasps are a great beast. If you ever watch insect battles of any sort or bug battles, wasps usually come out on top. They are
Yeah.
excellent.
There's a reason there's one called a tarantula hawk.
Yeah. They're excellent at the battle. On par with, I'd say, praying mantis because of the body structure and centipedes. But then centipedes, you have to look at weight to size ratio when comparing opponents because they can be overkill because centipedes get pretty damn big too. So anyway, it's just cool because that would seem like a serious threat in the future. I mean, we freak out with little wasps, and then we have the hornets, the giant hornets from Japan. What were they called? I forgot. Which are like 3 inches
Giant
long.
hornets.
Say again?
You see, the bigger the wasp, the less likely I think they would be to swarm.
Right. I believe so as well. Which, of course, doesn't decrease the threat of one. any bit at all. But yeah, we freak out with 3-inch wasps, and they are very scary. You guys should watch the video if you haven't yet, where I think 3 wasps, just a few, come to a honeybee's nest or some kind of bee, and they just devastate it. They destroy all the bees. And the video's so good. It's so emotionally captured, and the music that you just feel for these bees, and the wasps just go around cutting off heads everywhere. Those big hornets. So a huge wasp
I really like
that,
the way that
scary.
bees will actually take care of them. They'll just dogpile them and basically bake them with their own body heat.
Yeah.
And then we've got this one.
So fascinating.
The emerald cockroach wasp.
Hey,
There you
it
go.
puts one
It's a pretty
good
wasp.
thing with 2 terrible.
This is the one that brainwashes prey into defending the wasp's egg, and then the hatched wasp larva eats the yeah.
Oh, okay, that one.
Let's see,
Gotcha.
wasps are, you say they're effective, Arthur. That does not change the fact that wasps are the biggest dickholes in the animal kingdom.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, they are so angry and dicks. They're the biggest
All scientific
dickies
terms.
of the
I
insect
mean,
kingdom.
they're just a level above cuckoo birds because they're not just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my egg in your nest so it'll kill your children. No, they're like, I'm gonna lay my egg inside you, and then it'll eat you. Enjoy.
Real life xenomorph.
That's like these are actually, in fact, the inspiration for the xenomorph wave reproduction.
You know, I don't know how I can like xenomorphs so much and hate wasps. So
It's
Magic.
because wasps are real.
Yeah.
No, I think it's because the aliens have an alien queen, and those are actually something you can have a conversation with. Meanwhile, you go
No,
and try and strike up a conversation with the nearest wasp, and you're like, ow, ow, ow.
You literally cannot have a conversation with a xenomorph queen.
Hence
they
one of
are
my
pretty
favorites.
smart, according to aliens. And then and
Mm-hmm.
apparently, I think they also have like a hive mind type of thing introduced in the in the comics. I think.
Not only
They
that,
have,
but
but
there have been a couple of queens that were capable of speaking English and have interacted with Yautja and humans against a common threat before.
Nice.
Oh yeah, probably against the white hybrids.
Cool. Beast Wars Wasp.
That was one of the times
Thank you, Donde.
that happened, yeah.
Beast
And
Wars
then
had
there's
some
that
awesome stuff.
android that's half xenomorph queen. That was an interesting thing.
Yeah.
So that's why, since I did mention the mantis before too, that's why one of my favorite tyranids, and yes, I'll keep saying tyranids, is the
Just like
lictor.
40K theory.
Is the lictor, because the lictor is like a mantis type tyrannid to me. I'd like to see more waspish like tyrannids. There are some that fly, but they're more like the gargoyles and stuff, but I'd like to see more. Although the wasp design gets kind of boring quick, whereas I think the mantis one is just awesome in any different takes and mixes they do with mantises. That's why one of my favorite xenomorphs is obviously the mantis one, and then the lictor. Lictor rocks. Plus, it changes colors. It's the perfect ambush predator. Sorry?
Orchid mantises are really pretty. They're one of my favorite insects.
Yeah. I'd like to see more wasps, more camouflagey wasps. I'd have to search some out sometime. But especially as monsters, too, because they can be ambush. And they are ambush predators as well, but even more dependent on their lack of visibility. So that could be interesting for a wasp. Mix a wasp in with a mantis. Could be interesting, although there is a mantis fly, but okay. Bugs are a fun concept. I think we can all agree.
Yeah. Sadly, if I could have gone back in time, I would go back and take biology so we can now study insects, because insects are, especially mantis.
I saw you.
Mantises are.
You would have been an
Yes.
I saw you mention that, Pro. It's never too late, though. You are still in the early stages of your study. But
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Wait, do I need math for biology?
Some.
I do.
Technically,
Do I?
yes.
Oh
Yes,
no.
technically you do.
Yeah. You need math for
no.
everything, just varying
I am
amounts.
very bad at math. Oh, I am so bad at math.
So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Pro. That makes me think. Every time you ever think or somebody asks you, what animal would you be if you had to choose one? Well, in Fallout 4, I think I would be a wasp if I had to choose to be an animal, because I don't think I'd have a lot of things above me in power or food chain or anything.
Yeah, if you're a cazador, you're pretty high in the food chain.
Cazador. Yep. And you can fly, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Such powerful creatures. Part of what
I mean, if you want to live for a while, you could be like a saltwater crocodile, or there was another one in mind. But maybe Komodo dragon could be fun. Like some of the reptiles that don't have too much competition would be probably my
Galapagos turtle in Galapagos elephant specifically in a very well off zoo.
Or how about a cat or a small dog in a very, very rich house?
Because I want to live
family
long.
that pampers you. Oh
Because I
yeah.
want to live.
Oof. Wasn't it around
Because
this?
if you were one of those little dogs that would be, or little cats that would be adopted by a family of rich people, then you're obviously going to be a purebred, which means you're going to be horribly in pain and riddled with terrible disease and die very.
Dande brought up a pretty nice fact. He said, "Wasn't it around this time of the year pros started posting mantis gifts?"
Probably.
That is true, Dande. That was last year. The RTS loving mantis.
Yep. One of my favorite. And the escargot. Fans of both.
I would go with mantis, but Stellaris space snail is so damn cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's so cute.
I think for an art challenge, I'd like to see a mix of both of those. A snail and a mantis. Pointy parts and soft parts.
Snell nest. Snell.
You'd just get a hermit crab, a slightly angrier, juicier.
True.
So, what's interesting with the structure of the insects that do win in battles usually, like White Ops Wasp win, well, of course, the exoskeleton, but then it has the very thin connection point between abdomen and the thorax. And that's what a large advantage, and that's what makes the mantis such a great adversary as well. That's what makes spiders usually, if you watch spiders in any kind of these fights, unless it's a specific type of spider, they usually lose. They actually suck in fights with a lot of other bugs, other than those that are actually prey, right? Because their abdomens are so fat and just right there, it's so easy for wasps, or for example, to sting them. But what makes the mantis so awesome in their build is that their whole thorax, right? Yeah, thorax area, their top body area, thin. And so it's hard for example, a wasp. They'll probably still beat a praying mantis, but not necessarily. Because they have that top body portion very thin, and then their fat abdomen kind of in the back, which is unreachable usually, and then they can hold them forward with their arms out of reach of their fat abdomen. So they have this awesome build as well, perfect for fighting something like wasps. So wasp and mantises, awesome builds. And then of course you have the centipede. But now if you take a centipede in the same weight range as a mantis and a wasp, I wouldn't think it would have that great of an advantage, because usually when you see a centipede battle something, they usually put a huge one that's like way kind of overweight, not fair weight-wise comparing to the opponent. But centipedes, again, awesome body structure too, but very easy to sting, although it grasps you with the entire body. It grasps you with all the legs, and then it has the huge mandibles full of poison to deal damage. So 3 awesome bug designs. I'd like to do a vote which one you guys like most and think would win.
Which one of those 3 would you least like to fight? If it was like big enough.
That's a good
to
question.
have a fair fight with it.
Spider. Oh, definitely spider.
Spider. It's not even part of the 3.
I mean, spiders might be scary, but I don't think that those are the most horrifying. Like if you were given a sword,
I love that
or
gif.
something, and you're like, okay, go fight the giant insect. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Which one of the 3 that we were just talking about would be the most horrible?
For me, Boggo. Go ahead,
Mantis, because Mantis would eat you alive, wouldn't it?
All of them would eat you alive.
Possibly. Although the Mantis doesn't have anything to paralyze you.
At least the Mantis has the courtesy to start at your head.
And also
Usually.
pray before meal. That's also very nice etiquette.
Question: what what were the weapon choices?
Sword, spear, bow, hammer, sort of.
I'd like to request a heavy flamer, please and thank you.
No, they want it to be fun.
Okay, then just a Flammenwaffe.
Just give me a spear, please. Just nice.
Again,
long
Pro,
spear.
I love that gif. Spiders are not surprisingly, but they really suck in endurance. Even if you're battling, like Pro, if you see a big spider, I mean, you smack it with a broom a few times, their legs are so delicate that you really mess them up fast. Spiders have a very easy, big weakness.
It gives me a heart attack.
True.
And how they move.
Now, a centipede, when I was living in Vietnam, one of my teacher friends from Canada there, he was visited by a giant Vietnamese centipede. Those are some of the biggest in the world. Scary as hell. In his house at 3 a.m. And he was battling that, so he was all tired in the morning because that you smack with a broom, it doesn't go down yet. I mean, that's maybe a 7-inch long centipede. That's scary as hell. I mean, that's a mouse eater or frog toad eater or toe eater. So that's scary because they're full of endurance. They're thick. They have tons of legs, so you can't really slow them down there that easily. They have strong poison and probably a worse bite than most spiders anywhere, a more painful bite. But as far as your question, Bog, that's a good one because centipedes freak me out. There's not a lot of stuff that freak me out, but centipedes, man. And wasps, that's a good one. I'd say between centipede and wasp. Yeah. I feel like the praying mantis feels a little bit more noble because it doesn't have this nastiness to it. It doesn't have this creepy crawliness. It doesn't have a stinger. It doesn't have this just scary. It has this sort of honorable appearance to it, the way it stands, the way it hunts. I just always felt like that. That's why they're such common pets too. Whereas, yeah, I don't need to say more about. I think enough has been said about wasps and enough about, for me, on what I think about centipedes. Anyway, I really know mantis. All in all, mantis is rock, and so do all of the above. I still really want a giant centipede pet. I think it would be an awesome predatory pet, and I will call it cazador. So I'm not against it. I'm just saying they do freak me out, but that doesn't make me love them even less. It probably makes me enjoy them even more, to be honest. And that's why You're
starting to sound just like a masochist.
Monsterites. Well, I am, unfortunately. Okay. So, ladies and gents.
Ooh, more things the more you know.
Right. I'm not scared of spider. Depends on what species. Says horror show. I saw those centipede and nom before. Yeah, they're scary. Yeah, they sell them as pets here. I trained in Intonjitsu. I never heard of Intonjitsu, boxing and Muay Thai, and never got to Kung Fu. I would have speed. What kind do you recommend to help with speed? Speed, I'd go for Kenpo or Jeet Kune Do from Bruce Lee, because that was largely speed dependent, if we're talking speed. All right. Don't be like Arthur, Dio. Be open-minded. Nice scene there. Oh, so I guess my little shout-outs, and then we'll go to... We're going on for almost 2 hours now. So I'll do my shout-outs on my portion. I'm not going to go into depth because I don't have much knowledge on the lore anyway, and then we'll do our votes for the next Monstercast. By the way, we have 10 people here and 2 more at least on YouTube, so nice. Thank you guys for showing up and still being here. I wanted to give the Matrix agents, or the whole AI system of the Matrix as a post-apocalyptic monster, a shout out. There's some wild androids in there as well, robotic forms. So I'd like to give that a shout out. That's a pretty serious system, and I'm pretty sure that is post-apocalyptic. Although I'm not sure on the depth of lore. I have the recurring image of when he introduced Neo to the whole Matrix thing, and he took him to what he called the desert, if you remember that. He said the desert, right? And you saw the whole cityscape kind of destroyed. I don't know if that was an illusionary realm or if that was the real realm and we just saw what used to be humanity. I assume so. If nobody's speaking up yet, so apparently the Matrix lore knowledge isn't the strongest point currently.
Yeah, the only thing I know about the Matrix is that the Animatrix series is the best part of it.
So anyway, I do think that is post-apocalyptic, and the AIs kind of took over and started doing what they were doing, which made the whole Matrix. Awesome concept, one of my favorite sci-fi actions. So that's my shout out on that. And the other one I wanted to shout out was... I forgot. Shout out to zombies again, but what was the other one? Yeah, don't recall. So let's vote for our next topic. As I brought up earlier, thank you for reminding me, Louis. I vote for, or one of the suggestions I will do for next topic will be albino monsters. Finding out albino forms of different monsters, just rare albino rarities that we can find out there. And you guys, please let me know what your suggestions are.
Have we done anything on shapeshifters anytime recently? Just in general?
I think we did shapeshifters. It was a while back. It was one of our earlier ones. So we'd have to take a look to make sure we give this one more originality. Because we were talking about werewolves and other stuff. Let's see. Monster Doctors, right? Going back to that one. And Anatomy Monsters, I remember, Louis. I'll bring that one for you. Bring that one up for you, Louis, since you're voting albino. I'll support you back with Anatomy. By the way, Pro, that Cazador reminded me of that... Forgot the name of that monster kaiju. That is kind of the opposing one of Mothra.
Yeah, Batra.
Yeah, Batra. Thank you. So John is listening. Oh, he is here. Cool. So
yeah, he's gonna go after the vote. Then he's gonna go with his choice.
Oh, for the post-apocalyptic?
Yeah.
Is he? Okay, so you're sharing. Cool. Thanks for clarifying that, Pro. I have 38 year in martial arts. I've never heard that style. I'm mostly good at knowing tons about different kickboxing. Nice. Okay, I'm going to write down the options.
I would like to bring up from last time monsters that are doctors or have associated doctors with
What
them.
is this?
That bog is the text-to-speech bot.
I just figured that out. I was just seeing if my hypotheses was.
Bog was like, ooh, what's this?
Done. Okay, and I'm adding one more in my suggestion that I've had from before because it was brought up kind of earlier, and I just like the idea, and that's slow but deadly. So here they are, guys.
Ooh.
4 options: monster doctors, anatomy monsters, albino monsters, and slow but deadly. Reminds me of SBD, which is silent but deadly, when you release one of those stinky bombs. Actually, we should do that sometime. See if there's some monsters like that. I have been in Southern Asia for a while, studying all style focus on kickboxing. Really, horror show. That sounds fascinating. Which part of Asia? That sounds pretty cool. When I was younger, I really wanted to go to a Shaolin temple and spend like 7 years as a Shaolin monk.
Whoa.
Sounded intriguing to me at the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all days we wanted that, but then I learned, a real life, or should I say, the material mortal life is quite good. I'd rather not.
Okay, guys, vote. I'm not seeing any votes coming up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm not able to vote right now as I'm doing a dungeon in WoW Classic. Do you happen to confirm that the doctor monsters or monsters with doctors associated with them is available?
Yes, that was the first one brought up again by Donde. So you vote for that?
Yes, I'm voting for the doctor ones, yes.
Cool.
Yeah, screw it. I'm going to go with Dr. Monsters, too.
Nice horror show. Spent 7 years there recently. And you said Dr. Monster. Ooh, Dr. Monsters. That's 3 for Doctor. Donde, what are you voting? Are you voting Doctor as well then? Since you did bring that up.
I am.
If Donde is voting Doctor, so I think that's a win then. I don't think we can beat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, that's rare we get so many votes on something. All right, cool. Dr. Monster it is. Man, I just got, recently I bought another, I sold and then bought 2 more expansions for the money of some more characters for the Village Attacks board game.
Dr. Monster for me too.
And, wow, another one. And one of the miniatures there, hero miniatures, is a Darth Phoenix.
Soon, John. Just let Arthur finish his story.
Dr. Monster for me too.
Damn it.
Damn
See,
it.
they're doing it, bro.
Okay,
so
chill.
there we go. So I like the what is it called? How do you call that doctor form that Darth Phoenix has?
The Plague Doctor.
Yeah,
SCP-049.
Plague Doctor.
I am chilling.
And I got an awesome Plague Doctor miniature. I just wanted to shout that out.
Cool.
Nobody cares, but it's so cool. Plague Doctors are so cool, and just seeing that, I want to paint that up. And it's Darth Phoenix, and it has the power to reproduce and create watermelons. Okay, done with that. Let's go with... Okay, Jono. I know Jono wanted to talk today on this. What is your post-apocalyptic monster? Here it is. And it's a lot of reading for me. Hey, Pro. You want to split this up? I don't know if Chris can see. Pro, if you can read the first... Okay, Pro, if you can read the first paragraph, I'll read the second two.
All right.
Cool.
The Master, born Richard Morrow, something with an M, and also known as Richard Grey, is the horribly mutated brain behind the mutant army that roamed California in the year 2161. He is worshipped by the children of the cathedral and serves as the primary antagonist of the first Fallout.
As he began to feel stronger and more capable than ever before, he became one with the idea to unify the wasteland, to make it as perfect as he believed himself to be. In January 2103, the Master perfected his method of infecting or dipping humans and began creating the super mutants who followed the Master's every command. Bago, if you see this, do you want to finish up with the last paragraph? I'll continue. The Master has extremely powerful psionic abilities, able to project extremely vivid hallucinations that easily break the mind of any enemy without some form of mental protection. Besides his psionic abilities, the Master also has a genius-level intellect and incredible natural charisma, having rallied an army of psychophantically devoted human and super mutant followers around him. He has mastered genetic engineering through his experiments with the forced evolutionary virus. Psychophantically. That's the first time I think I've ever seen that word. It's a beautiful word. Okay, so this is the creature. Where is this from? What game? Or looks
like the first Fallout.
First Fallout. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Do you have you encountered this in the game, Pro?
I haven't played the first. I haven't played Fallout 1, 2, or Tactics because they're kind of hard to get into.
Okay. Anybody else's thoughts about this? Darth says, looks like a nice guy. All right. Not much knowledge on this one. First Fallout, he's the creator of the super mutants. Nice. So we have the source of the super mutants now. We have that answer. It's the final boss. Yes, they are. You missed. Can't wait for Pro to ship me that thick atom bomb. Rather interesting.
Thick atom bomb.
It seems.
And a bit of a fun fact, like Bethesda kind of messed up the lore a bit with the regarding super mutants, how the super mutants are basically almost everywhere now, despite only existing in that area. I don't know I think the super mutants come out of a vault in Fallout 3, and in Fallout 4 the Institute makes them. So that's just a bit of knowledge on that.
I like this idea, so I'm hoping that there's something remaining of this character in the game, maybe in the Institute, or maybe the Institute has a chip, CPU kind of thing from him.
Sadly not.
Huh. All right. Still forgot what I was going to mention. Shout out the T800.
Oh yeah, oof! I thought Darth was gonna talk about the T800 in Skynet because he asked earlier if those counted as post-apocalyptic monsters.
Right. Since he was the cause, yeah, I was thinking about the T800, but then I was thinking maybe that he's part of the cause of the apocalypse, not within the apocalypse. Well, they are as well. So I was thinking the hunter killers, which are the flying bots. There's much more there. I got one. Maybe. I'd like to shout out real quick from Time Machine, one of the Time Machine movies, where he goes so far into the future that there's a kind of creature that lives under the ground. And there's also the holder of time or something. Ooh, played by Jeremy Irons with beautiful white hair. Creepy looking guy. The keeper of time, something like that. Come on, guys. Anybody seen that?
Nope.
I've seen it.
Cool. That time travel movie. What is it called? Anyway, I do enjoy that movie. Time Machine. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yep. One of the more recent Time Machine movies. It's from a 2000s, sometime early 2000s, I think. But yeah, he goes so far into the future. You have these freaky looking creatures. I really enjoyed seeing them in the movie because their face is full of character. Anyway, enough. Let's see. Sparring. Philippines, their style called Young. Cool. We got some martial arts chat going. Love it. Yeah, there we go. He did well in the movie. Good actor, too. I do like seeing him as an actor because he's good at playing a villain or a good guy. He can do both, and I think that's part of what makes a good actor. There's Jeremy Irons, which is awesome. One of my favorite voices in Hollywood, by far. Speaking of which, ending this chat, what are your guys' favorite voices? What voices do you like in Hollywood?
My most favorite voice actor, I'd have to say, would be what's his name? The guy who voices
Mufasa?
I think it is Jeremy Irons. He's most famous for Q from Star Trek.
Q from Star Trek. Let me see who that is.
Or Alarak from StarCraft 2, or Discord from My Little.
Anybody know who that is?
I knew the name, fucking forgot it.
Let's see. What do you guys think? As I mentioned, for me, Jeremy Irons, and of course, it's cool because Lion King had both of them. The original Lion King, of course. You had Mufasa, which is one of my favorite voices, which is the actor who played the main villain in the first Conan the Barbarian movie with Arnold. Of course, the Snake Prince or King himself. What is his name? Awesome guy, and fortunately, he's still with us. He's still alive. Let me see if I can get him. And then Jeremy Irons voiced Scar. So Mufasa and Scar, two excellent voices. Okay, what do you think, Bog, since you enjoy the topic?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of good voice actors that I like for reasons. I think that one of the main very nice people to have around, it would probably either have to be Robin Williams or
Robin Williams, definitely.
Yeah, Robin Williams
Get
was
emotion
just
to
one
the
of the
voice.
greats.
For sure.
And the other one I'm thinking of, he's well known, and I feel stupid for not knowing his name at the moment. But that's only because...
Yeah, there's another black gentleman I want to mention
I know-
too.
So, sorry.
Here's James Earl Jones. Damn it. There we go. James Earl Jones in Conan. Pro. So, yeah. And then, of course, what's his name? The black gentleman that plays in Shawshank Redemption. Great narrator voice. Plays the voice of God and acts God. One of the movies.
You mean Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman, yeah. Very relaxing, a voice of reason, I think you could say. Anyway, there we go. Odd shift of topic, but there you have it, folks. I don't really have favorite voice actors unless that guy that plays Homer Simpson counts. Nice, Louis. Thank you for taking us away from the seriousness of voice. Okay. I have a lot of experience in finding, rather focus on animating a monster, or the guy that narrate Conan. Oh, yes, the guy that narrates Conan, the Asian guy. He also narrates the beginning of Samurai Jack. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yes, he's also the voice actor for Uncle Iroh in Avatar.
Nice.
Unfortunately, he has passed away several years ago, but
Damn.
he is it's his legacy will remain for a while.
For sure.
He's an amazing guy.
Yep, he was awesome. That's what I loved when I was listening to the making of Samurai Jack, that they were very inspired by Conan and him, and when he agreed to do the voice, they were just so happy that he became part of Samurai Jack. So it's this gentleman here. Awesome work. That very kind of, I wouldn't say stereotypical, but authentic kind of old Asian sounding voice. Very cool. Accent, I think is the better way to say that. The guy, yeah, so thank you, Horror Show. Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Uncle Phil.
Yeah, that was Mufasa. That was James Earl Jones. Right. Good times. And welcome, Raincrawler. Not sure how long you've been here. All right, guys, thank you for being here. I wasn't sure how the turnout was going to be today, but it's been awesome. Super OCD's here too, which is a rarity. Voice, pro went in the voice, which wonderful, and Bago showed up. Okay, I'll give you guys a
now
chance.
I'm thinking of Robin Williams. I've just got the Baddies rap from what's the name of that?
I don't know. Not sure what you're speaking of. I know he was also in the voice in the movie AI. He was the computer voice there. That was pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, a lot of other stuff we can cover. Okay, I'll give you guys your moment for your last words. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Donde. Thank you, Darth. Thank you, Dio. Thank you, JMPF. Thank you, John. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Queen of Kobolds. Thank you, Pro. Thank you, Super OCD. A moment of silence for Super OCD, just for the hell of it. Let's see if we hear anything. Nope. Nothing. Nothing from her. She's not honoring us with anything today. So we will not receive rain today. Our crops will not receive rain,
She's
everybody.
too busy playing Pikmin.
Right. So goodbye, everybody. And Raincrawler, since you're not over here,
she's here.
I just wanted you to go back. We appreciated your SCP, and I was wondering about your thought process about that, if I was correct there. So I'd like to chat with you about that more later.
Too,
goodbye, everybody. Last words from all of you are welcome.
Bye, everyone.
Chris, if you can do the honors for the old Victor.
All right.
When's the last time Victor's actually been on one of them?
Too long. We're going to have to shout him out soon. Tell him we miss him.
Oof, but Victor is in Do Not Disturb mode.
Yeah.
Well, as Victor would have normally said, don't fear the unknown. Seek it out, study it, understand it. To which I follow up with, fear the unknown. Shoot it in the face with a shotgun.
What if a shotgun doesn't?
Use a bigger shotgun.
What if it's just specifically immune to shot?
Use a minigun.
What if it's immune to guns?
And use a really big and heavy stick.
Okay, I can respect that.
Use a magic shotgun. Spell that
No, it's
shotgun. It's like a burst spell.
So you mean Emerald Splash?
Yes. Right on the money, Bog. But if it actually works, Emerald Splash, but it actually works.
3, 2, 1.